Clickbait. I assume it worked because I remember, I think, was it 2011? I have to double check, but I know that we went to one of the E3s in like 2010, 2009, something like that. And then when we came after that, they were like, oh, we're going to get rid of all the video game, like not cosplayers and the booth babes and all that. They're like, we're going to get rid of it and make it more industry-like. Yeah, man, they changed that style quick because people were like, I mean, I honestly would think, yes, people would say something like, hey, where are the booth babes? But I didn't actually think it would result in less people going. But man, those people love those booth babes, man.
That was the big thing. Is I remember you're talking, because I had the headphones off, you're talking about E3, correct? When they took away. Okay, yeah. What was crazy about that is, I don't know if it was E3 that started. Oh, pardon me, E3 that started it, or if it was PAX that started it. But I know one started it, and then the other one picked up right after it. And I know PAX was the big one that they were like, "That's it, no booth babes, like at all." And it was hilarious because like I know friends of mine from up here because I'm in Boston, so PAX East happens here every year. And I remember there was like one of the guys that I work with that he goes religiously every year, and he's like, dude, he remembers it when it was the booth babes, and he was like, dude, it was literally like how could each booth, like major booth, one up the other one with the booth babes. And he was like, they got to a point where he was like, bro, you would think that they would have the cops there going like, this chick needs to put some clothes on, type of like how they'd sit there and go, how far they'd go. And then he was like, dude, the year after that, he says it was hilarious because, of course, attendance dropped like crazy as soon as they made the announcement, like, yep, there won't be any booth babes. But not only that, he says, not only did attendance get affected, but there was a lot less actual booths there. Because he said, before you had a really good mix of like the video games and accessories and all that. And he says, of course, who would have more of the booth babes, not the video games, the video game accessories people?
Because otherwise, there's no demo or anything.
Right. And he was like, dude, the moment they said no booth babes, he's like, dude, all it literally was just video game booths. It was hardly any accessory booths. And now it's gotten to a point where it's like picked back up and all that. And it's funny because I'm looking forward to probably going to PAX East this coming year. I literally want to go because, dude, I went one time in the time that I've been up here in Boston, and it was a impromptu. One of my coworkers had a spare ticket for Friday. It wasn't even like a Saturday or a Sunday. And which Friday's the first day, and he was just like, hey, if anybody wants to come along, I got a spare ticket. Like, I literally just had to buy him lunch. And I went with him, and we were there from literally when the doors opened till they kicked us out, at least in from the floor. And holy crap, I was going through there going, Jesus, if this is just the taste of what E3 could be like this is insane.
Well, I can tell you that E3 is crazy, and the thing about the booth babes is not only were they trying to one up each other, they were the kind of people that they knew exactly what to do because they would try and go after like that stereotypical gamer, the one that is sitting there in the corner like staring at the booth babe, and then when she looks at him, he turns away. What they would do is like when you'd walk by, they'd be like, "Do you want to try our demo?" And they'd like touch you like on the shoulder. And like some of these guys, that's the first women's touch that they've had in like years. And it's like, sure, I'll see what you got. And like you said, it'll be accessories too. It'll be like some company from South Korea, but they brought maybe like one box of accessories and like 50 girls, and they're like, come to our website. We're going to make some money right quick.
Hey, if you look at it, like we could go full circle to what was the story that we did on You Don't Get the Show of the one porn company that had the VR set up.
Oh yeah, Naughty America.
Naughty America that got kicked out of the main show at the freaking what do we call it? The CES. They got kicked out, basically kicked out of the show floor. They were just beyond.
I swear, they were demoing pornographic VR, and it was a booth, and I'm just thinking that must have been the nastiest booth ever, because a bunch of guys standing around with VR goggles, like, oh my god, and you're like,
well, here's the other thing that's funny about that. It's like you sit there and you think about it, like they quote unquote complained about getting kicked out of the damn floor. And it's like, okay, so you're literally showing, hey, here's this like 22nd century refrigerator. Here's this cool 100-inch curved TV, and here's some VR porn. It's like, it doesn't match up with everything that they were showing there. And that's what I found funny about it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they got a right to be there because technically they're showing off VR technology. Yeah. But it was one of those things of like, at the same time, it's like, you kind of got to question, like, where do we draw the line on the thing? Which I will say this, dude. Speaking of VR, I told you last time we got together that I ended up picking up an Oculus Rift.
Right.
Because they had a hell of a sound. And let me tell you, I have been honestly like surprised. But then after I thought about it, I'm like, all right, you know what? It's not as surprising. Like, it is amazing how the sense of immersion you get in the games. Because you sit there and you do your little safe area all night and you put this VR goggle on. Like one of them that comes with when you buy the motion touch controllers is this game called Robo Recall. And I mean, you're sitting there and you're looking around and it's like, holy shit, I'm in the city and here are these robots jumping around. I mean, you can look up, you can look down, you can see the street. Like, it is insane. And I was sitting there going, well, you know, I've seen the phone VR and it's cool. But it just didn't seem like as cool as this. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, then again, with the phone VR, you're literally limited to the hardware on the phone.
Right.
Whereas an Oculus or a Vive, it is literally just a pair of monitor screens on your face. Everything's being done by your computer. And I'm like, well, then again, that makes sense. Like, if you got a really powerful machine, it's no wonder. But I mean, I was sitting there going like, Jesus, this is freaking cool as hell. Like, grab shit and throw it around in the world and stuff. Like, it was amazing.
I mean, we're headed towards that world where we're just sitting there attached to our VR. And then after VR goggles, there's the holodeck. And once the holodeck is built, society is done.